Okay. Yeah, so after the server finishes their break, they want to clock back in without clocking out and clocking like in and out all the time. They press breakout. And then finally at the end of the day, they can clock out. And then they can also print the report and then close right there. So when you're logging in and logging out, there's a button right here. If you click login, you can enter your passcode. And then if you click this button again, automatically logs you out. So when you're logged in, you should be able to do most of the operations. So let's start with the menu. So on the left, we have several categories. And then there's also different menus that you can set up. So Japanese has some different categories. Thai has some different categories. And when you click a category, all the items you can see are here in the center. You can click any of them and select the modifier, click submit to add it to the cart. Oops, hold on. Okay. Okay, and then when you click an item, you notice there are these modifiers. You can click it again to unselect it, click it to select it. You can also click here to delete it. And then after you click submit, say you want to change it, just click the item again, and it'll bring up the item with the modifier you selected. You can change it to brown rice right there. And also in the cart area, once you've added items, you can increase the number right here, like increment the quantity. And then if you click the price, it decrements it. So you can also remove it this way. Oh, and then on the menu, there was a quick menu feature. Here at the bottom, you see like several items such as like open front, open sushi, open kitchen. So the quick menu stays above all items and menus, no matter which category you change to. So maybe if they have items that are used like very commonly and they don't want to navigate back to the category to select it, you can just add it here on the quick menu. And then here's like a search. Yeah, the magnifying glass. If you click in the box, you can filter like items. If you type in like maybe the name like egg roll, and then you see here only the egg roll. And you can also later use it for like orders. I'll show you. Okay. So let me add an item, and then there's a quantity button. You can select like multiple items or a multiple of certain items. For example, like you want 20 egg rolls, like that, it'll add 20 egg rolls to your cart. And this price button is also a very convenient feature. Say you add an item and then you want to change the price of this item, you can enter a new price. Let's change it to $2. And here you see the item has been changed to $2. It also has a discount feature, discount like percentage for just this item. So like a 25% discount changes the price. And you can also add an additional percent to the price. So if you add 25%, new price becomes 188. And also with the price off and price add is the same, but it's a flat dollar amount instead of percentage. Yeah. Okay, also, this tips button allows you to add tips onto the order before you send it in. So if we add $2 here, it'll show like the tips that you've added right here. You can add like a percentage or you can add like a dollar amount. And you can change it like that. What's next? Discount and tax button. So down here where you see the price totals, there's actually like a discount button that you can click, and this will discount the entire order. So you can enter a dollar amount to discount, or you can use a percentage. We have some presets on the left that you can use as well. So you'll see discount minus $10 set right here. And this tax is also clickable. If you click it, you can remove the tax by clicking no tax. And then you can add it back on as well. Okay, we can also clear the entire cart. If you press clear, it'll clear the cart, and then it'll also reset the interface that your terminal is set to. So I was set to dine-in. It cleared my cart and then moved me back to the dine-in interface. So if I press home, it brings me back here. See, the cart is cleared. And next to that is the save button. So if we make an order like this, and we want to save it for later, we can click save. And then we can also enter like auto print time. So this right here is like the time that we can set for when it should auto print. So right now it's today's date. The time is like 1:58 if we set it. And then we click done. It should be saved inside. So if we click saved, you'll see the order that we just had. It's right here. And it's set to print at 1:58. And once it's saved, you can also enter it at any time, or you can enter and pay. You can edit the order as well, or even delete it. You can change the time right here. And if you just press home, you can go back. Okay, so once you've made an order and you have some items in your cart and you want to pay for it, you can actually, let's change it to pickup. There's two options. You can enter it directly and then bring up the order to pay for it, or we have a feature called pay first. So if we click pay, it allows you to pay for the order or accept payment first, and then it gets entered. Otherwise, you can just close it. Otherwise, you would have to enter it first. So that's up to the customer. So if we click enter, and then it should be in our orders. Click orders, we see the order that we just made. Ticket number 1, yep, okay. And let's go over the type of orders. We have dine-in orders. If you select dine-in at the top, and then you can also click here to select like a table, and then you can select guests if you want to select number of guests, and then we can make an order, submit, enter. For pickup, you can add a phone number for a guest, name, email, and then ready time is so it'll print on the receipt what time that the guest wants it ready at. It's not really used much, but yeah. And then the notes here, you can write notes for this guest or this order in particular. So test notes. So these will be printed on the receipt. And private notes right here will not be printed on the receipt, and they'll also stay there. So submit, and you see ready time. We can also remove it if you press reset. Okay. Walk-in is about the same as pickup. And same with pickup, you don't have to really enter their details. You can just click submit and it'll have 000. And for delivery, okay, for delivery, you'll have to enter so this is the important part. You can enter the address, and Google will automatically pull it up here. So it'll show on a map from you at A to B. And then right here, it shows in the brackets, two numbers. The one on the left is how far away it is, so 0.1 miles away. And then the other number is number of minutes away. Here you can also set the delivery charge, and you can also, in the settings, change it so that they can automatically set a delivery charge for how far they're away. And or you can have a flat amount, but you can always change it here as well. So you can change it $5 like that and submit, enter. Yeah, so those are the 4 types of orders. For dine-in, if you click this button, click to select table, you notice that it brings me to the dine-in interface. So when you make an order and you select the table and then you send in the order, it'll show here. So earlier we made an order for table 12. If we click on that, it'll open up the payment interface for that order. And here at the bottom, there's a number dash another number. It's actually the total number of guests allowed dash total number of guests in the restaurant at the moment. So earlier we selected 12 guests, so it's shown here. And then there's 4 buttons here, down here, to hide and show certain information, such as so this first one is for the server name. So notice that I clicked it, and now table 12 shows the server name. And the next one is the ticket number or order number. The next one is like the total of the order that's made. So 1727 you see right here. Yep, matches that. And the last one is like the time elapsed, like how long has it been since we've made the order, how long the guest has been there. So 3 minutes. Yeah, that's about right. And let's move on to the order page. So on the order page, there's 3 tabs. We have open orders. So these basically have not been paid for. We have a tab for paid, and then we have a tab for all orders. So let's see. You can also change this view. Right now we're in column view. If you click classic, it'll show all orders right here without separating them by column. And we have another one, detail. It orders, shows like basically by order ID and like a lot more details in a list. So we usually click the orders, or you can click recall, does the same thing. And here you can also filter by type of order. So right here we see dine-in. We click dine-in and it'll show all the dine-in orders. Walk-in, it'll show all the walk-in, pickup, delivery, so on. And let's see, we can also filter by terminal. So I made the order from my own terminal, it's named this. If you click it, it'll show all the orders made from this terminal online for all online orders that have been turned in. And down here also by servers. So let's make another order with a different user. Enter. Okay, let's go back to orders. And now we can filter by different users. So this was made by my account, and then here's the manager that made this order. You see right here. Also, let's see. At the bottom right here, you can click this calendar and you can see orders from a different day. So if we click, we can change the date and it'll show the orders from other days. So this one I made yesterday. Back to today. And right here, we can also you can search all the orders by their ID, phone number, seat, server amount. And if you just click this tick box right here, then it just searches by ID. So for example, order number 2, order ID 2, and then enter. And it'll open order number 2 directly like that. Okay. So let's open one of the orders that we made earlier. And let's see, this was the delivery order. Let's just pay for it. So let me set up a credit card terminal. It seems like I don't have one. Oh, manager can't access. Okay. Okay, credit card processor. Now when I open an order and try to pay, it should show credit card options. Yeah, so for payments, you can press any of these credit card payments, or if it's like a cash payment, you can enter the cash amount or use one of these predefined settings right here. So if you have multiple payments, say like it's $17.27 and the customer wants to pay by like $10 card and the rest on the, or $10 cash and then the rest on a card, you can do this. Cash pay, paid, and then says right here, $10 paid in cash, and then there's $7.27 remaining. You can click any of the cards. Oh, I don't think mine is set up right now, but yeah, there we go. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so back to before, you can just pay by card by clicking on one of those. So we can finish the rest in another cash payment. Just press cash pay, paid. Yeah.
然后您可以看到，然后你需要手工再做一下操作才行。您是希望这样方法是吗
？Okay. I think I broke something.
好的，那我就跟他说一声，让他那个什么，对。我明白。好的。然后我就问你，您送餐的时候有 delivery fee 吗？
see.
咱们先一个个来。我明白了，税后税前我给你设17。
Not sure if I broke something.
晚餐呢？晚餐也一样。啊，那对，我们这是税后的，所以就17，我给你设17。然后您最远
I think my.
6迈了啊。
Okay. Yeah, it was just kind of slow. It's not really loading for some reason. But yeah, just like before. Paid.
固定的是吧？好的，那就这样。好，没问题了。然后呢，我想我们就应该是可以。
Oh, technical difficulties.
您这样子，您的手机是 iPhone 还是安卓 ？iPhone。你这样子，你用那个iPhone 的那个 camera， 打开 camera， 然后呢，你对着我给你寄那个 QR code， 你就照一下，然后呢，你就点一下最上面那个弹出的那一段字，它就会打开浏览器，访问到这个。
Oh, there we go. I was stuck on my credit card terminal,
你试一下，我们可以试一下。
so I couldn't do any payments. But anyway, let's go over that again. So $10 in cash, and then the rest as another payment, just cash pay again. And now the ticket is closed. So it'll go into the paid tabs, and you'll see it's grayed out. And if we click all, yeah, so all the grayed out orders are basically the paid orders, and then everything that's still open will still have will still be here. Let's see. So let's open this order. So there's several buttons right here on the right. So you can press edit if you want to edit the order. So it'll open the cart, and then you can add items and then remove items. And then you can also apply discounts or change several other items. You can add a tip. Update. Enter the passcode. And when we bring up the order again, you'll see the $5 tips I added. I removed the whatever it was before and added 2 new items, and it's been updated. Another one is table change. So it's since it's dine-in order, you can change the table from 12 to maybe 5. Let's change table. And then if we open up the order again, you'll see here, table 5. Yeah. Split lets you split the order. So maybe if I want seafood la mein on a different order, we can do that and then save. So that creates 2 separate tickets. The first ticket was number 3, had the curry chicken, and then the second ticket split to number 8 with the seafood la mein. And you can see here in the notes, the user, they split from ticket 3. So you can also combine it back. So you press combine here. So from, let's see, order 8 combined back into number 3, combine, and you'll see here, it's back to order number 3 with both items on the order. You can also transfer an item from one order to another. So if you do item transfer, you can select one item, and I want to change it to order 5, transfer to order 5, submit. If we click, yeah, there. So curry chicken moved to order number 5. And you can also, here, you can also do an item discount. So maybe you just want to discount one item by maybe 50%, submit, and there it is with the discount. It's similar to the price button earlier, but you can also do it here. Let's go back to the dine-in order. Okay, so we're on table 5 and we have an order. We can add another dine-in order for that table if we click new dine-in and we just add something. Press enter. And here you'll see table number 5. We just click it. There we see the old order and then the new order that we just made. And you can also print both of them at the same time if you need to. Okay, the next one is change server. So right now the server is KwickPOS. You can change it to another user like manager. And there it is. Usually it's at the top that they list the name of the user. Change it one more time to server. And at the top, it's been assigned to server. Okay, so when we click paid and we see the paid orders, we can click any of them to open them up again, actually. And oh, this one's empty. Okay. Okay, so say we want to open the order again. So we would have to press open, and then we select the payment methods to void them. And now the order is open again. And it shows that you've avoided both payment methods. And you can also, on the order, you can, find a bigger order. Okay, so you can void the order, or you can void just a single item on the order. If you press item void, you can select both, or you can select one, multiple, click submit, and now that item's gone. It's been voided. If you want to void the entire order, just click this void button. And now it's been voided. You won't see it anymore. But if you click all, the voided will be actually in pink. And you'll see the note voided by KwickPOS. Let's open this one. Here you can also add tips. Instead of from edit order, you can also add it directly here, 10%. And there you see 173. You can also discount the order here. Okay. Discount 15%. It's been applied up here. And these three buttons are for reprinting the order. So if you press print, it'll automatically print this order in from the front terminal printers. Kitchen will, oh, I don't have any set up. But if you press a kitchen, you can reprint that order in the kitchen from the kitchen printers, and then we have another one for label if you have it set up. Otherwise, you won't see it. It'll also reprint the labels for that order. Let's see. Anyone have any questions so far? Because I've been going pretty fast. Okay, take that as a no. Let's go back to the home page. Okay, so we have this credit button right here. If you open it, it'll list all the credit card transactions. So if we paid for an order with a card, it would be listed here. And you can see from the top, they're sorted by no tip. You can click this to view all transactions that you've added tips for, all. So usually if you highlight a transaction, you can add tips from here. You just enter like the tip and then you click save. And then if you want to change it, you would go to the tipped section and then you would highlight the transaction and then change the tip, or you can just remove it by entering 0 and then clicking save. Okay, and here we also have offline mode and normal mode. So normal mode is like normally when you have internet and you run a transaction, it automatically goes through. But sometimes the store might lose their internet connection and they don't have any way of processing credit card transactions. So we have something called offline mode. If you press normal mode and then you enter the passcode, should refresh the page. And say they want to pay for an order while they're in offline mode. You can open any order and you'll see right here, all the card payment options have like a red lightning symbol over it. If you click any of them, it'll open this page. So it says offline mode. You would swipe the card and enter their expiration date and then press save. We can actually yeah, so you can't enter random numbers. They do have a checking algorithm. But after you do that and you go to credit, it'll be listed here in pink. And basically they just saved the credit card information and the payment information. And later when their internet is restored, you click offline mode to set it back to normal. Like that. Go back to credit. And then you press run offline it will run all the offline transactions with the saved information. So right now we don't have any, but it would show this processing something of something. And then done, close. Yeah, you can also directly batch from here as well. You can also reprint orders. You can also void any. You can also void any of the transactions. I think that's it for credit. Let's go over tools. So when you press tools, there's a lot of different things here. So device status, for example, this will show all the devices that are connected on the network. So we have like the credit card terminals here with their IP below. The router means the Pi is connected to the router. If it's green, then it's connected. If it's red, that means like the device is not connected. And if this KwickPOS.com is green, that means the Pi has internet access. So right now I only have one terminal active, term 251. It's listed here, 251 in green. And printers will also be listed here. This one is off. Let me turn it on. Right, so after I turn it on, now it's green as well. Let's see. Another tool is layout, I think. Go home. So layout lets you change the home layout, basically. So you see the categories on the left, items in the center. You can change this, actually. You can change it to be listed like this. Several other ways. You can have menu, category, and items listed from the top. And this is a strange one. It only shows the menu. And you have to click on the category and then item. Okay. You can also change the font type here. So just click something you like. You can change the background color. You can change the color of the categories as well. And then the item colors. And then close. Okay, so next one. So this is the language button. So right now it says English. So it shows everything English. If you click it, it'll go to Chinese. So now you see, if you click the close button, everything switches to Chinese. There's also several options. You can do Chinese and English, one on top of the other, and so on. Oh, let me turn off. Okay. Yeah, so you can show like English and Chinese on the bottom, switch it around. We're going to go back to English, but it's loading not that quickly. Okay. Another tool here is the online on and off. If you click it, it'll show that right now your website that we provided for you is on. You can actually change it to off for the rest of the day, or you can pause it. And you can also change like the time for pickup and delivery time here. Increase or decrease by 5 minutes, so that when the guest places an order online, they'll see, oh, your pickup's ready. Your pickup order is going to be ready in 20 minutes, delivery in 60 minutes, and so on. So if I click off and then submit, see the offline button becomes orange, so you know that your online orders have been turned off. And now it's back on. Another feature that you might use is refund. Oh, again. Actually, let me turn off my on-screen keyboard. Okay, got the annoying keyboard out of the way. Okay, so back to tools, and here's the refund. So you can refund to a gift card. You can refund it to a card or by cash. So this would be like for records. So you enter the amount and then a description if you need. If it's a gift card or a card, you press submit. You'll have to insert or swipe it from the credit card terminal. I'm not going to do it though. I'm going to cancel it on mine. Aborted. Okay. Same with the gift. Okay, and then we have a gift card. So for gift cards, when you sell the gift card, you enter the amount here that you want to add onto the gift card. And you can set a bonus if you'd like. Like, for example, like if they have a promotion bonus, oh, you buy a $50 gift card, you get $10 for free. You can enter it like that. And for the gift card, you can swipe it, or you can enter the last 16 digits. The number of digits can actually be changed in the settings. So typically maybe last 4, last 5. And you can also change the quantity here. Say you want to sell 3. So like this, I click pay. Maybe they want to pay by just cash. But what if you want to sell like 4 separate gift cards with different numbers that are like not consecutive, right? So okay, yeah, so after you enter the number, you can then enter the next number. Oh, I already entered that one. Okay. And then click next. And that's how you would sell maybe multiple ones. If you issue store credit to a gift card, you can enter the amount, swipe, or enter the numbers. You can select a reason and then click issue. You can also check the balance of the gift card, swipe, or enter the last few digits, and it should show here. And if it's an existing gift card and you just want to add money to it, then you just enter an amount here, swipe the card, press pay, and gift report will show all the cards that you have, or gift cards. So we have one right here. It'll show how much is remaining, how much has been used, the original balance of the card, show the bonus right here as well, the last date it was used, the issue date, it was paid for by cash and approved by a certain user. And you can also delete these records. You can also add money from here, change the bonus. Okay. Oh, we have this open drawer. If you click it and you have the cash drawer set up with the printer, it'll automatically just open it. We also have several reports for example, cashier report. It'll show basically report for only the cashiers. They've done, be like they have orders, total amounts, fees, list all the transactions here. User report be like all users. So if you don't select any user, it'll show total for everything. So this is like a sales report for all users. Even shows like tips if we add some, I think. And then day report is basically another sales report, but has several more options. You can uncheck all these other options. You can check all of them right here. But here you can have breakdown by card, cash payments, fee, card types, by the tips, discount, voided, lots of things to actually uncheck and check here. And then you can print. I think we made a delivery order earlier. So if we click map right here, it should show it. I might have paid for it already though. Yeah, here it is. So it's right next to me. So it shows here order number 6. The user or driver is KwickPOS, shows right here. If we have more orders, it would also list it on the map. Click that to go back. And okay, so we have a marketing tool for sending like text messages to customers in the database. I don't think it's working right now, not from here. We have to do it ourselves from the portal. So, but should be working in the future. They're still fixing a few things before they make it available for customers. Okay, so I think that's most of the major features. You can log out from here too. Log back in. You can also clock in from here. Okay, looks like that's good enough. Let's go to the back office, click this one. And this is where you're gonna go the majority of the time if you wanna change some settings. But you can also click reporting here and see all sorts of reports for the business. So sales report is kind of like the day report, but you can specify the time period that you want this report for. So you have a start date, start time for that day, and then end date. And you can also click maybe like today, or you want a sales report for this week, last month, this month, so on. And you can also uncheck and check certain options from the left here. Other than that, they also have item sales. So it'll show all items that have been sold, items without sales. It's a lot of item analysis here. You can change the time range as well, even employees and order types for items. So there's a lot of different reports here, like sales for the day. It'll show by list. Online sales for the day. We have a summary of the day. And you can change the day up here. But yeah, you can even have employee reports. You can check the clock in periods for people that have clocked in, clocked out. Gift cards, also report here. Most of them are self-explanatory in their name. They can also be printed. And let's move on, I guess. Menu. So for the menu, if you click category, let's show all the categories by the name, and then alternative name. You can enter Chinese or another language. Number of items, and then menu is how we set it up for different menus. Remember how Chinese had kitchen appetizers, vegetable, chicken, pork, etc., other categories. And then Japanese had their, right here, had their own categories, and they were all separate. Let's see on the homepage. Yeah, so Japanese had their own categories here. Chinese had their own categories, Thai, lunch. Yeah, they were all set up here by specifying a menu for each category to show up in. You can also press edit here to change the menu name. You can add a picture, description. New category, you just press here. We can make a new one. Menu name. And then in the items category, I mean, the items column, it'll show how many items are in that menu. And if you click on the items, it'll actually open the category and list all the items in that category. So we just made this test category and it doesn't have any items, so we can just add a new item. Okay, so when you press a new item, you enter the item name, and you can set a price for it. And then there's different price types. So fixed is basically the most common one. It's a fixed price. So if you click that item, it's always going to be $5. Let's see. Yeah, here you can also select to have it added to different category instead. You can select the printers that you want it to print from, like the kitchen printers, like which one will print this one. You can have a reporting tag for analysis groups. Oh, and here, show in POS means it'll show up on the POS locally. So you'll be able to see it if you go back to home and then you look for the item, should be there. Show in online means it'll be available on your website. So if you untick this, it won't be seen from your website. If it's a lunch item, you should tick here. Discountable, if you click here and tick it, then when you apply discounts to an order, this item will be discounted. If you untick it and you apply a discount to the order, then it won't change based on this item. Basically, take this item out before it applies a discount. And here you can also check like which type of taxes apply to it. Sales tax, yes. Tax 2, maybe for like liquor items, alcoholic items. And then press save. Oh. Sorry, it's loading kind of slow. Still loading. Yes, fixed is the default fixed price. So you see how egg roll 195, that's every time you click an egg roll, it'll add the price 195. It's basically a feature that I want to show. Maybe if we change egg roll. So if we change it, we can also change it to, oh, you're gonna sell it by weight. You have ounces, pounds, kilograms. You can also change it to like an item that's based on time per minute, per hour. And you can also set it to variable. So if you set it to variable, every time you click the item, it will pop out with a window to ask you for a price. So maybe like it's a seasonal item or the price fluctuates all the time, then you would set it to variable so that they ask for the price every time. So maybe, let me show here per pound. Spring rolls, let's change it to per hour. This one we can change it to variable and then save. So these items should be changed. Yeah, so I'll go over that in a minute. When we have menu and items, this lists all the items, but you can filter it by menu or category, and then you can also search here. And then if you want to add a new item, you just click this one up here. Online update. Well, basically, if you notice that the website has not updated like the changes that you've made, you just click online update. Okay. And here are the modifier groups. So earlier you noticed on some of the dishes, when we clicked it, it popped out with several options like they wanted either white rice, brown rice, or no rice. This is all set here. So let's make a new one. Any name? Mod 1. So this is the name for the group, and then we can add different modifiers down here. So let's see, modifier 1, and then you can set a price of the modifiers as well. So common ones are usually like rice options or soup options for some dishes, like maybe they click like a lunch dish and then they say you have to select a soup, select a rice, appetizer, and so on. So this is how you would add it. Okay. Should be at the bottom, yeah. One more for good measure. Save. And then here you can also see all other modifiers like spiciness level, salad. Oh, it's sushi lunch sides. Yeah, so we just made one. And if we go to category, let's just open this category, kitchen appetizers. And let's add that modifier to one of the items, maybe chicken lettuce wrap, just a random one. So here you see modifier groups. If you just click inside, you'll see all the modifier groups that we have. So here, if you click on any of them, you'll see the options down there. The one that we added was mod 1, so we just tick it, and then we would click save. So let me show you before we add the modifier and after. So before, the chicken lettuce wrap, it gets added directly into the cart. And I think maybe I forgot to go over something. So when you click an item in the cart, usually brings up the special requests. If it has modifiers, let's see, like this one. So this one, you click, it'll open up the modifiers, but we have special requests as well. Like if we wanted to add peanuts to it, more peanuts, less peanuts, or if you have a custom one, you can click this button right here. Looks like a keyboard, You can enter something. And you can set a price for it as well. Click save and submit. Submit again, and you'll see all those added special requests. If the item doesn't have modifiers and you just click on it, it'll bring you directly into special requests. So let's go back. And after I add this modifier, you'll see what it looks like. Okay. Okay, chicken lettuce wrap. Let's add it to that. Modifier groups. So here's the one we made. And then we can also add some other ones like rice too, brown rice, diet sauce. And here you see all the modifier groups added. You can just press the trash can to remove it. Click save. Save again. Okay. And then now let's go back to the menu. See what happens. So we added to chicken lettuce wraps. So now earlier it just added into the cart directly because it didn't have any modifiers. But now that we added modifiers, it always pops up with this window and asks you to select modifier 1, 2, 3, rice options, and any other modifiers that you added. And you'll see it's listed like that. One more thing about modifiers. Let's see. We can open any of them. And here you can set minimum required. So if you were to set it to 1, then every time it pops up with this modifier, they have to select at least 1. Max allowed is basically the maximum allowed that they're allowed to select from this group. So if we had 2, then they can select brown rice and white rice. If we only have 1, then they can only select one of those. Multiple selections is you can add you can like increase the quantity. So instead of just white rice, you can do like 2, 3, 4, 5 white rice, 1 brown rice, 2 no rice. So those are for some of the more complicated items like family dinners that have multiple dishes. And you don't want to add this modifier group like 3 times. Let's see. Let's go back to home and check the menu. Okay, so earlier I changed the price types for egg roll. I changed it to per pound. So right now it's set to $1.95 per pound. So if we put in 1, it's $1.95. It's 2 pounds, it becomes $3.90. 3, $5.85. So if they have a scale, a compatible scale, and they weigh it, it'll show the weight here automatically entered, and then the total, and they can press submit. So if it's 3 pounds, you'll see here, 3 pounds, and the total's like that. For spring rolls, we change it to a timer. So this is a new feature. So we have it set to $4.25 per hour. So if you want to do the full price, you would enter 0 and click submit. And here it says add time H start. So it's gonna, as soon as you enter this order, the timer will start on this item. So I'll show you that in a minute. Crab rangoons, we also changed to, I think, variable. So every time we click this, oh no, it was the wontons. Okay. So every time we click spicy wontons, which is a variable price type, it'll ask you to enter a price for this item. So $5.25 per. So usually for this item, you would put $0 as the price so that you can set a custom amount. I forgot to change that earlier. Oops. So let's go back and change it. Maybe not $0, maybe just $1. Save. Okay, so back to home in the menu. $1. Okay, so yeah, $5.45. You can enter a custom price. $6, $6.25. Be added in the cart for $6.25. So let's enter this order as a dine-in. Select the table for it, table 12. Press enter. And now you see this symbol. It looks like a two spinning buttons, two spinning arrows. That means that this table has an order that has a timed item. So if you click to open it, you'll see this timed item that we added earlier, spring rolls. So right now it's counting like how long it's been since this item was turned in. So this probably feature for like karaoke, KTV. But if you click on this button, it'll show the price per hour from what time it was added to the current time. So it'll calculate the number of hours right here and give you a total. You can click stop timer if you want to stop it right now. And then you can also click it again and start it again. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so it always has this symbol. What else? Let me see. Backoffice. Okay, does anyone have any questions so far? Because that one was kind of complicated. Okay, let's move on to employees. So in the employees tab, you have users, roles, and permissions. So let's start with a user here. We have all the users listed by their username, the role that they have. They can be like an owner, manager, waiter, and you can edit them. You can change the role to maybe change cashier to cashier and save. Or we can add a new employee. If they have the employee cards, they can actually add the user for the card by swiping, and it should show here and then allow you to press save. Other than that, you can also specify the role that they have. Oh no. Okay, and you can specify the hourly rate for like their if they use clock in and clock out. You can change their phone number. And if you add a phone number here, then they can also receive alerts for whenever an item discount happens, void, ticket discounts, so on. Click save. And there it is. And for roles, basically, so it'll allow you to add new roles and also allow you to edit the permissions for these different roles. So for owners, if you click edit here, you can change what they can do, like add tips, adjust tips, close orders, usually by, I think, credit here. This is the closing it by cash, closing it by check, opening or closing the cash drawer, permissions to like void tickets, remove items, combine tickets, split orders, splitting them out. Table, I think it's like a changing table. changing like a table for an order to another table, and view reports, view server reports, change the server for different orders. And then transfer is, I think it's for transferring items from one order to another. And then once you're done adding it, you can also set discount. 100% means they can discount up to 100%. 50 would mean they can only discount up to 50. And then here you can see, if you click employee, you can also pick other users to add them into this role. So click save after you're done editing. And permissions, it's going to list all the users and allow you to change each of them individually. So you see how owner can add tip. Servers cannot do discounts because it's 0. Manager can only discount up to 50, owner up to 100. And then all these other options, I think you saw earlier in roles. Okay. What's next? So we have a new feature, relatively new feature, called a customer review. So this will print a QR code on the customer receipts. They can scan and leave a review. And once they've left a review, there's several options. You can forward all those reviews to all major sites. Here is where you would allow the customer review QR code to be printed on the receipts. And then we have an option where you only forward the 5-star or 4-star reviews to the major sites. And this you would have to enable from the portal. Here you can actually change the text here. So the preview here is changed. Review style, stars. You can change it to line. It basically changes how it'll be printed out. See, star border, or just like a square, or hearts for this Valentine's Day or something. I don't know. Simple. And the Google Place ID, Yelp Biz ID, and Facebook review links are important. If you click the I, it'll show you where to get those IDs to make sure they're forwarded to the right places. And you can also specify a cell phone, email to receive text or emails for, oh, you get a review for 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars, so on. And then save. What's next?
Patrick?
Uh-huh.
So here, right now, for this review, we can run out 3 months free for customer to use it. And if they want to like forward it 4 stars, click this one, they can like block any review lower than 3
Including
stars.
3 stars, right? 3 stars and lower.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They will block and then this one, how they make it work. You can go to the portal, enable another one. So you can introduce a little bit about this.
Oh, should I show the portal?
Yeah, you can show the portal. Okay. Yeah. Just explain a little bit about this.
Okay. So let me open it here. So in the portal, right next to the name, if you click on the pencil, it'll open all the merchant settings. So for the customer review, it's right here, the QR review plan. There's several different plans. The free plans, basically you don't get the QR review code. You can forward all of them, or you don't forward them at all. But if you want to use the 4 and 5-star reviews, then you have to click here. It's a paid plan. So they have to pay a certain rate. You specify the start date here, and then you would click save. Yeah, from here you can also specify the plans for QR table ordering, their online orders, paying by QR code here. Okay, let me get this out of the way now. Okay. So let's go to online orders, actually. How to set up the online order settings. So earlier in the portal page, I showed you the different plans. When you update it in the portal, it'll also be updated here. It's all grayed out because the customer is not allowed to change it. For here, online accept, you can either allow the customers to pay by cash, card, or you can add a gateway. If you press setup gateway, it'll bring you to this page to add the gateway and save. Let's go back. Okay. If you untick both, it will show that the customer has to pay at the store. And under online settings, you can enable them to add tips and have a default. I've not really use that, but you can also enable the customers to add like a cash tip instead of card tips. You can enable the promo and discount codes. Auto send is this is the feature where when the store receives the online order, you can have them auto print from the kitchen for all orders, or for only orders that have been paid. So paid orders here. You can also allow future ordering. So if the business is closed and the customer uses the site, they can actually place an order and set the time for the order like somewhere during the business hours, sometime during the business hours. And allow customer notes for items basically allows the customers to click an item and then add a note like, oh, I'm allergic to shrimp, or I don't want mushrooms on this, or I like this not spicy. And when it prints out, the store should be able to see it. Online header picture is on the, let me show the website too. The online header picture is actually this background picture right here. It's set to like an ice cream picture right now, but this can be changed here. You can use the default, or you can upload your own design. And for the online language option, you can enable only English or only the second language, usually Chinese. You can both languages, and this gives like a switch button near the top of the site so they can switch between English and the second language. Oh, I need to refresh anyway. Online delivery. So this, if you want delivery orders between a certain amount of time, a certain time range, then you would have to set it here, online delivery on. So for deliveries for online orders, it'll be between, here we have it set to 11 o'clock to 9 p.m. So only accepted during those times. So discount codes, you can add a code for checkout, like if they enter a test code, and then you enter like a discount rate for the order. You can enter like a flat amount, like $5, or you could do like 10%. Oops, 10%. Discount threshold, like this is for, I think it's for like the minimum amount for the order before you can use this discount code. So if you were to set $50, then the customer would have to order at least $50 before they can use this code. And next to that, we have failure notification phone numbers. You can, so this is for when a customer sends an online order, but the store didn't receive it. So the order would actually be texted to the number that's entered here. And you can actually enter multiple numbers separated by semicolons. And then you can also add URLs for like a Facebook, Yelp, Instagram. So when they click those links on the site, they'll be redirected there. And here earlier, you might have noticed when I opened the website, it showed a announcement. And this is where you change it or set one. And order confirmation default is see you soon. Like after you check out, it says see you soon. You can also change it here. After you do changes, you click save. Yep. I think that's it for this one. Let's go into setup business information. It's loading really slowly today. Okay, so website is actually, yeah. So this is the website for the certain store you've listed here. You can add an email, and location is like their geolocation, their coordinates you could get from Google Maps. They have a Google Map key. You need this in order to use the delivery feature where you can see on the map where the destination is and how to get there, how long. First day of the week is basically, if the first day of the week for this business is Sunday, you would have 0. 1 would be Monday, 2, Tuesday, and so on. Extended hours is how many hours past midnight before it counts as the next day for that store. You can set the time zone here. And if you have a lunch menu and lunch items, you set a time for when those lunch items end or will not be available. And here you can add business hours for, yeah, these business hours are usually just shown on the your online website, and it'll allow, or the time that you set here is like when the customers are allowed to place orders or place in advance. And here you can add a logo for the websites and also a logo for all their orders. If you want, if they want the receipts to have the logo printed, you would have to add one here. We can go over order types. So the basic 4 order types, we have dine-in, pickup, walk-in, delivery. If you click enable this order type or untick it and save, you'll see that now it's unticked. And if we go home, it should be gone. You should only see pickup, walk-in, and delivery. So that would be how you would enable or disable. Oh, just saw Rex's question. Employee discount? Oh, for earlier employees and then the users, or you can also set it in permissions or roles. So this account, I mean, this discount is for when you have an order open and you want to apply a discount to the order. So you can discount a certain amount. So if manager is set to 50, then that means the manager can discount that order up to 50%. If they need to discount more than that, they'll have to enter like owner code or anyone that has permissions to discount even more. So servers and cashiers, they're not allowed to discount the order at all because it's set to 0. All right. Let's go back. I think it was setup and order types. Okay, so for each tab, you can tick or untick enable this order type to enable or disable, take it off the home screen. There's also, for dine-in, there's several features. There's a can change enter button to send the ticket to the kitchen only. So the front printer would not print a guest receipt until you manually reprint it, or just manually print it, I mean. It'll only be sent to the kitchen printers. You can allow servers to set like an item delay time. So for example, if you had an order with 2 items, you could have one item print out right now, and then another item print out 10 minutes later or a certain time. Table sharing was how earlier when we had one table with multiple orders, you can also disallow or allow it here. If you allow table combine, you can combine like orders from different tables. If you do table required for dine-in orders, then whenever they make a dine-in order and they haven't selected the table, then it'll automatically move them into like the table screen and make them select the table before they can enter the order. Number of guests is similar. So after they enter, so when they enter the dine-in order and the table and the guests aren't defined, then they have to enter, they have to select the number of guests as well. Okay. Pickup and walk-in. Yeah, so for pickup, there's this option, automatically show caller ID. It's only if they have the caller ID like device installed. So if a customer called in and their phone number is registered, then it'll automatically pick up the phone number and enter it into your order. So if you were to click pickup and then on the left side, you would see like the customer's info, including their phone number. You would just click them and it automatically adds into the order fields. You don't have to type it in. So it saved the store a lot of time. Required pickup phone is when you click on the pickup tab and it automatically opens up the page to enter the phone number. So basically require you to enter a phone number for pickup orders. Walk-in, not much to talk about there. So for delivery, a lot of settings here. So you can set the order minimums for lunch from the POS, lunch from online, dinner time from the POS, dinner time from online, and then here, delivery maximum distance. So if you set 10 miles here and a guest, and you try to order, or you try to place a delivery order that's farther than this, then it wouldn't allow you to. And here, this part is about delivery fee calculation. So this is the automatic delivery fee we were talking about. So you can have a flat fee for all delivery orders. If you set $5, then all delivery orders will automatically fill in $5 for the delivery fee. Or you can do a percentage of total, or you can do distance based. So how you would set up here is, for example, if you, in the first box, if you press 1 or enter any number, it'll be for all orders that are 0 to 2 miles away, it would automatically fill in $3. And then in the next one, if you put in 3, then that means for all orders that are 2 to 3 miles away, it would automatically fill in 4. If you enter 6 here, then all delivery orders that are 3 to 6 miles away, the fee would automatically be 10, and so on. and you click save after you've edited that. Okay, and every time you change the fee here, always double check, make sure, because it refreshes, goes to dine-in. Just click delivery and make sure everything's right. Let's go into payments actually. Okay, so for cash payment, there's several features here. Auto roundup. You can auto round up like the total 5 cents, 10, 25 cents. It's not used much, but it is there. You can actually add a percentage discount for cash orders. You can print the cash payment receipt, like the change that's tendered to the customer, and auto close pay first. No. Oh, yeah. If you pay, if you use pay first and you pay by cash, automatically closes it if after it's paid for. Credit payment. This one allows you to automatically batch at the end of the day. So end of the day is midnight plus the number of extended hours. And at that time, your credit card machine would automatically batch. I guess it's maybe a security feature for maybe people that don't want to manually batch, or they maybe forgot to. Then if you have this here, it'll always batch at that time. There, you can also add a fee for credit card orders. And here's the older way that we use to enable and disable offline mode that we showed in the credit card button earlier. And here you add the payment gateway. I'm not sure which ones we can use to verify, but yeah, this is where you enter all the information. You can also take this, and all the customer receipts will print the QR pay code, so they can use that. You would have to also enable it in the portal and select their plan for that feature. Payments accepted. So this is for adding several methods of payment. So by default, there's the different card types. We can also add our own. For example, maybe like DoorDash. And then click save. And then click save one more time. Okay. And there's some other payments right here. You can tick here to enable them. Click save. Eat24, Beyond Menu, several other ones. So if we go home and we try to pay for an order, we should be able to see these payment options. Okay, orders. Okay, yeah, so now we have Eat24, Beyond Menu, DoorDash. So if we click on any of these, paid, it'll close the order and the payment will count as a DoorDash payment. Let's go back to Tools, Backoffice, and I think we can move on to Room and Table. This is basically the seating plan. So we have we can add different rooms here and then different table layouts. So I have it set up to front area, and each of these are tables. You can actually click on any of these squares to add another table. You add a name for it, number of guests, if you want that, and then you can even change the table shape, and then click save. So I added F here. If I click it, I can also delete it. And I had different rooms. So like for the front area, we have a bar and then all these different seats. We can add another section or area. Back, maybe. Click save. And then we can add some seats here. So yeah, add a name, and then you can change the table shape if you want to. Save. Okay, and then if we go home and we check the seating plan or the table, here we have listed by name, the front area. It'll show all the tables here. Bar, it'll show these here. And the back that we just added, if we click it here, see it like this. And earlier in the portal, I think I mentioned a QR table ordering plan. So that's one of our features that we can use that I'll show you here actually. So you have a room selected, and then you press QR code here. Oh, this one has too many. But for each of the tables, you can have a QR code, and the customer sitting there can scan this code, and then they can actually place an order, and they can also request like someone to come by, or they can request like drink refills and other things. But you would have to set this plan up from the portal. And then you get the QR codes by room. So you would have to select the room first and then click QR code. See, there's only 4. And if you click a zip, it'll basically just give you a zip file to download with all of these codes in it. Taxes and fees. So this is where you set taxes. Sales tax, tax 2, usually it's for alcohol. And then you can have a miscellaneous tax for tax 3. And then you can take to make this tax taxable. If it's a fee, make it taxable or not. Let's go over printer setup. Okay. So here, all the printers are listed, and you can add a new printer. So you add a name. Since I don't have any kitchen printers, I'll just add one here. Name, IP. Click add. Okay, and here are the settings. So the printer type, receipt printers are usually the front printers. Order printers are the kitchen printers. Label printer is, well, it prints item by item. So if you have like a label printer, this is what you would set it to. Alert printer is for, we have a special type of printer, alert printer that we'd call a message, MSG. Whenever an online order is received, it would print out like a little slip that says online order received. Or if you're using it with the QR table ordering plan, it says, oh, table number something has requested like a drink refill or an attendant to come by. But for our kitchen printer, it's going to be an order printer. We have different ticket headers, and you see a preview on the right. So customer 1, and then customer 2, 3, so on. For kitchen printers, we usually use staff 1, 2, or 3. So let's just set it to staff 1. And we can set this printer to print certain order types. So we can make it print pick up, walk in, and dine in. Delivery and not dine in. And however way the store wants it. We can all even set like a number of beeps the printer should make. And second language is like the alternate item name. Usually it's in Chinese, but if you do none, then it'll only print English. Only second language would be only Chinese. Second language, oh, okay, yeah. For second language, it would print the English, and then second language below it, which is Chinese, and then second language first would print Chinese, and then English below it. And we can also change the fonts. There's 8 different fonts. Just pick whichever you like, I guess. Paper width. Sometimes the store has printers that aren't completely compatible, and they print out like customer receipts that have like an edge cut off. So you would try to change the paper width depending on how that printer is not printing correctly. Yeah. And the printer model, usually it's on KwickPOS. Print modifier. So for the modifiers that we showed earlier in the cart, if you want to print them on a new line, you would change it here. If you want on the same line as the item, or maybe don't even print the modifiers at all on on orders from this printer. And then down here we can, well, usually for order printers you don't print customer information, but if we tick it, yeah, then it will start printing the customer information. You can also make it print or not print the price, the footer on the tickets, the total of the order, the name of the server, void and delete. Those like void and delete slips when you update an order, print like updates and changes to an order. And you can also print like a line between like separate different items. You can even print a barcode if you have a scanner or you use that kind of feature. You can also, for delivery orders, you can print a QR code for the map. So you're like a delivery driver can just scan it and it'll open the destination, usually on Google Maps, I think. QR code for the web. So it'll print a QR code at the bottom of the receipt for your online website. Print logo, basically the logo we printed at the top. And print item individually, it's kind of like the label printer. It's not used much. So it would just print each item individually like that. Like every separate item would be printed like that. You would only use it for label printer, I think. And here on the right side, you can see all, first, and second. So all, okay, so this area is for changing the font size. If you change it in all, then let me see. Okay, if you change the font size, you use the slider. For all, it changes the font size for both English and Chinese on the receipt. If you click first and then you drag the slider around, it will only affect the font size for English on the receipt. And for second, click here. If you drag the slider, then it will only change the font size for Chinese on the order receipt, but only for the items. It does not affect the header area or footer area. Okay, and that's it for the layout. For the item selection, so for this printer, we can change what it'll print out. So you can untick like certain modifiers if you don't want this printer to print those modifiers on the receipt. And here in black are the categories and the items. Say you have say for this printer, you don't want it to print out appetizers. Just click on the category name and it unticks all the items. Say for this printer, oh, I want sushi appetizers to print out, but I don't want edamame, baby octopus, and whichever to print out. Then you just untick or tick the items individually, and so on. And then after you've made your changes, make sure to click save. And then now you see our kitchen printer newly added at the bottom. If you have a label printer, then it will show you, it will actually allow you to reprint label. It'll have like that label button that we saw earlier. And then for the payment printer, which is like the front printer for the customer receipts, in the name, it has to have term. Whether it's like term 2, term something something, or front term, it has to have term in the name. Actually, let's open up the label printer settings. So we'll have the label printer set up here, edit. So there we go. Printer type set to label. And everything should be unticked except print item individually. And yeah, I think that's it. It doesn't print exactly like this. Actually, it'll just print the name of the store and the item. And then I think it also prints like a small bar that says the order or ticket number. And that's it. It's just a small slip that you can like place on items or drinks or whatever. Okay, let's go to advanced. So this is like the old interface for Backoffice. I want to go over menu from here. Okay, so if you noticed earlier, we're adding special requests. We only saw like cashew or peanuts. And if we click specials here, that's where all the special requests are located. So I think it was nuts. There was only cashew nuts and peanuts. Other, yeah, we have all these different categories for these special requests. So you can add it here. You can do, first you select a category, or you make a new category for the special request, and it's here. That's the category or group name. And name here is actually the name of the special request you want to add. Protein, okay. Chicken's already there. Okay, whatever. And then Chinese name, if it has a serial number, it doesn't really matter. Just add a price if it needs. Click add, and then you'll see in protein, we have duck at the bottom. You can also click delete to remove it, or you can, if you want to change the name, press update instead. And you can, yeah, okay. And then next one is the quick menu that it always stays on top of all the items, no matter which category you navigate to. So it's added here. So quick menu, we have several items. You go to the right side here, category, click the drag down, and let's see. Let's say we have, let's look at chef specialties, and we want General Tao's chicken and basil chicken, and yeah, no, take this off. Several items, always on top, like they're very common. So after you've added them here, let's add one more thing for a different category. Okay, so if we go home, the quick menu is at the bottom. So if we look at the bottom here, there it is. So we have these added items on the quick menu, and no matter which category we navigate to, it's always on top. So you can select it from here and it goes into cart. Okay. So I went over a lot just now. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, there's not much left. Let's go over the kitchen display, actually. Let's see. Okay, let's go back office and set up terminal. So let's say you have another terminal that you want to use as the kitchen display. Then you would have to go into that terminal and then you log in and it'll show up here with the IP address of the terminal. So what you do is you would go to that terminal, you click edit. Okay, and then in terminal mode, you change it to kitchen. Where's kitchen? Oh, kitchen display. And then click save. I'll go over terminal later as well. Let's go home. And then I'm going to open the kitchen display. Let's see. Okay, so the kitchen display should look like this. So it shows all the tickets you have, and all of them are listed here. Let's see. Okay. So over here on the rightmost side, it lists all the items on all of the orders. And if we just click this, it looks like a enable or disable button here. We can just take that off, and then we can look at all the tickets and the items on them. And if we click an X on that ticket, it'll take it off the display. So we can remove a few. Okay, so all the real tickets or all the orders that are already inside or that we've entered have they're in black with the number in green. And we have a new feature. It's called kitchen display pending. And whenever we have, as we can see here, like items in our cart, right? So we have basil chicken, sesame tofu, but this order has not been turned in yet. It's still an order in progress. We can actually allow the kitchen display to show it. So it's shown here. It has it looks like a red button with an unrealistic order number, and it shows these items here. That's in our cart. So if we remove sesame and we look in our kitchen display, it's been removed. So while it's still in the cart and it hasn't been turned in yet, this feature will actually show it in the kitchen display. So like for stores that use drive-through a lot, this is pretty handy for them. So let's say we add vegetable dumplings onto the cart and we check kitchen display. Yep, there it is. And let's say we want to view all the orders. Okay. Oh. Yeah, it's just the arrows that you can move to navigate to see all the orders or only pending orders, or yeah. And another, let's see, yeah, another feature was, let's clear this out. Say we have order number 7 open here. Where is it? Okay, this should already be done. Let's make a new one. Okay. Let's add vegetable dumplings. So we see here vegetable dumplings. If we add a special request, like add black pepper sauce, submit, all the special requests will be shown in red now. And if we have items with modifiers, brown rice, with the chicken chow mein. The modifiers are now shown in blue. And then now these modifiers can also have special requests on them as well. So for this brown rice with egg in it, submit. And now it'll have the modifier name, and then below it with an indent, it'll have like the special request. It has an indent to show that this special request is for the brown rice. If it's a special request for just the chicken chow mein overall, we can add curry sauce. Submit. It'll be here above the modifiers. And it'll also have like less of an indent, so you know it's for the chicken chow mein. Any questions on this feature? There's also several settings here. You can display the tickets, 1 row, 2 rows, number of tickets by columns. If we can have like 5, 6. You can have the language. You can change the color, font size. You can have the sound. So whenever you have a new order, it can play a certain sound or no sound at all. And then we can even choose items. For example, oh, I have soups, but I don't want the soups to be displayed on my kitchen display. So if we take off some of these, large egg drop soup, right? Okay. Let's add it from here. Large egg drop soup. Okay, so now we've added into our cart and it doesn't show here because we unticked it. Okay, give me 5 minutes. I need to go to the restroom. Okay, so any questions so far about the kitchen display? All right. I think I forgot to talk about so for the kitchen display, you would have to use a terminal for that. So let's go to Backoffice, setup, and then you go to terminal. Okay, so say you have another computer that you want, or another all-in-one that you want to use as the kitchen display. You would log in from that terminal. So you go to the home page. Let's see right here. You have to log in first. It'll show your IP here. And when you go to Backoffice setup and then terminal, that terminal should be listed here. Usually it's term, last 3 of the IP, and then you can see the IP address here. And then you click edit. And to change it into kitchen display mode, you see terminal mode here. If you click it and there we go. You click kitchen display and then save. Now that terminal will be shown in a kitchen display mode when you press home. So if we press home here, now we only see the kitchen display. So if we go back, oops, terminal. Let me change it. Yeah, so when you have I was going to go over this about the terminal settings. So when you click on a terminal and you click on the pencil icon to edit the settings, here you can actually add the credit card IP for the credit card terminals, type of terminal it is. The terminal mode is the more important one. So this is the mode that you'll see when you press home. So earlier it was on dine-in mode. Whenever we pressed home, we would see the dine-in interface with the tables, guests, and all that. If we were to change it to pickup and click save, and then we press home, we shouldn't see the interface with the tables anymore. We should be on the pickup mode. So when we press home, yeah, we're automatically in this interface where you can select pickup, walk in, etc. Yeah, there's a lot of different modes that you can play around with. Handheld mode. We have the kiosk mode. So this is where you would go to change for any terminal modes. If you were to set up a kiosk, you would have to use the kiosk, or you would have to open up the terminal settings and then set it to kiosk mode. And here you can also set the receipt printer. So when you make orders from this terminal, then it'll print out from the selected printer. Here I only have one. And yeah. Most of the other ones aren't used very often. So here is got cash drawer. So if you have a cash drawer and you want to be able to open it from this terminal, you would have to come here and tick it. From this terminal, you can also change some other settings like enable closing by cash, orders by cash from this terminal. You can enable some like visual effects. If you have a physical keyboard and you don't want the on-screen keyboard to pop up all the time, you would have to come here and tick this. You can also enable click or touch sounds, clocking in, closing tickets in general by like, I think credit card payments. If you have like a second screen, like the second screen with like a touch screen on it, and you want to be able to do the signature close feature where your customer can pay for the order and then they sign from the second screen, you would have to come here and tick this as well. But yeah, let's see. Where's the one I was looking for? Okay, back to dine-in. But yeah, sometimes if you change the terminal mode and then you click home, yeah, you should see it right away because I changed it back to dine-in and now we have the table interface as soon as we press home. Ming, are you still there? Because I think we can go over the A920. To what extent, I'm not sure. Are you there, Ming? Either she's muted and she's not there, or but we can go over it anyway, the A920. So usually when you set up the A920, you go to the pack store and then you would search KwickPOS. And then you should see the two related apps that you have to download, QuickGate and KwickPOS. You have to download both of them. Okay, so first you would, well, you have to make sure you connect to Wi-Fi and set a static IP. And then when you open QuickGate, the IP should be shown here. And when it says, thank you for using QuickGate, it's ready. So just press the home button to minimize it, keep in the background. You have to make sure it's in the background and not closed in order to accept credit card payments or mobile wallet payments. And if we click KwickPOS, it'll open our POS app. And I've already logged in before. So let me go here, terminal. And let me delete this one. Yeah, so for the A920, well, actually the same for all terminals. To have it show up in the list, you log in first. So if you log in, and then we go to our terminal list. For the A920, it's a bit convenient. It'll automatically show up here with the name A920. The IP address will also have been assigned already. And let's start from the left. The menu button, it'll show all the different menus at the top and then the categories for most of the screen. You click a category, click an item, and then if it has modifiers, you select that and you press done. If you want to remove it, you just click up there where you see the modifier. Click white rice to remove it. Done to add it. And you'll see it in the cart. For the second button, you see, right now it's on dine-in mode, or it's making dine-in orders, so you see table. And for dine-in, you'll see all the different rooms at the top. You can click them and then click any table. You can switch to pickup here. Okay, and then it'll list all the pickup orders that are open right now. If you click pickup again, it'll open the window to specify a phone number, name, notes. Same for walk-in. If you click walk-in again, it'll switch back to the orders, walk-in orders. Delivery is the same, but you probably wouldn't use delivery with the A920. And let's go to cart. Okay, because it was forcing you to enter the phone number because of the settings. But here is the cart with our items. If we want to split, then we would have to click this tick box to select all items. Oh, not split. I mean, oh yeah, for split, you have to enter the order first in. You have to enter the order first, yeah. If we want to change the modifiers, we can tick one, click modify, and then change it here. If we want to apply a discount, click this one, and then enter discount and save. If we want to add tips, we press tips here, save. And in the cart, you can also increase the quantity by clicking on the number and then price to decrease the quantity, just like in the POS mode. And also in the menu, when you click on an item, if you click it multiple times, oh, maybe not this one, maybe the categories with the appetizers. Yeah, if you just click it multiple times, I'll just add more. If you click on near the bottom left of the item, then it'll decrease it, but that might be kind of hard. So in the cart, you can actually select all of them and click add. It'll increase the quantity for all of them that are ticked. So if we untick 2 and we click add, quantity goes up. And if we click delete, then it'll decrease in quantity, all the ones that have been ticked. Okay, and if we press enter, we can pay now, or we can just enter the order in. Okay, so I believe that was a walk-in. Yeah, so walk-in, order number 11. We can just tap that to open it, and here we can edit now, and we can also split the order. Oops. Need to change it to dine-in, I think. It's only for dine-in orders? Okay. Okay, so because I pressed split, now it can actually split from here. Yeah, so click an item, and then click and then click into the new ticket to add it onto that ticket. We can even move this item onto a third one or a fourth one, and then click save. What else was there in cart? Okay. So when you open an order and you pay for it, see here, press pay. You can pay by cash or you can do card. And on the A920, it should bring up this. So you can enter the card number, swipe, tap card, press the back button to abort. But you can also, when you press pay, you can do multiple payments. You can do like $5 at a time. $5 on cash, paid, okay. And then the remaining, you press pay again. 20, 38 remaining, then you can just pay for however you want and however many payments you want. Oops. Okay. Okay, so usually when you open the KwickPOS app for the first time, it'll show you this page. You have to click the 3 dashes at the top, and then you have to enter the IP address of the Pi server. 192 is for the default 192.168.1.88. 10 is usually it's I think 10.110.88. Other is where you enter like a custom one. For example, mine is 10.110.111. Press OK. Yeah. Okay. So the A920 can also print the customer receipts like directly from the printer, the built-in printer. I think what you would need to do is, let's see. We can close this for now. You would have to go to Setup, Printer, add a new printer. You can name it A920, and then you enter the IP of the A920. For mine, it's 10.110.222. Add. Okay, printer type should be receipt printer. And for printer model, it has to be Android. And then save. You can also edit some of those options before you save. Okay. Did I not type in the name? Oh, I see. It's because I changed the printer type. This is A920. And then now we go back to terminal, open the A920 settings. And for receipt printer, we select A920 and save. And then if you print from the A920 for orders, it'll actually print out from the built-in printer. And then here you can, if you click on the user, you can also clock in, clock out, look at orders. You can change the language, look at the user report, look at credit transactions. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions about the A920? Or any questions in general, I guess? Okay, I guess it's over. That's it for today. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody sleep, I think. I'm awake.
Yeah, probably.
Are you still there? I'm sorry, Patrick.